ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ and I welcome you all to Dr. Rajkumar Academy for Civil Services. Students, what we are trying to do is that we are trying to collect certain topics which seems or which can be important or which are important for your exams, and we are trying to deliver you these lectures through an online platform. What we will do is that every day we will try to collect topics, we'll make video lesson on it and we'll give it to you. So this is my first lecture today, where I will be trying to revise science and technology important topics that have appeared in last 1 year and which are important for your exams. The lecture is presented by me, Shahid Hashmi. I'm a faculty at Dr. Rajkumar Academy for Civil Services. Now, let's first try to understand how to go about it. What you have to do is that you have to open up our YouTube channel, which is Dr. Rajkumar Academy for Civil Services, and then go to the playlist and play the lesson. I'm sure all of you know very well how to use YouTube even for education purposes. I know a lot of you use YouTube for multiple other reasons, but now since we are in a historical situation, probably from the day the humans have been surviving on this planet, this is the first time where we are having a massive lockdown. So we have to take care of our health and we have to keep our tempo alive. There are so many ways that you can, make yourself busy. And probably one of the first few things that you can do is to study, because that keeps your momentum alive and that also keeps you more energetic. It will give you certain target on a daily basis, which will also keep you more alive, as you know that we are not supposed to move outside our houses. So what you do is that you go to a YouTube channel, you click on playlist, and then you play the lesson. And once you play the lesson, please make running notes. Although we will try to send you PowerPoint presentation on our WhatsApp and Telegram groups of our different batches, but still make running notes, because one of the way to study online classes is that you have to make notes. Because online classes are virtual classes, there is no interaction between you and the teacher, so it's always better to make running notes so that you don't get exhausted or you feel bored. Although my lectures are not that boring as we have seen in the class, but let's try to keep it more alive. Let's try to see that how even with the help of all the constraints, we will still try to make a best out of it. And obviously, this is the first time we are trying to do it. There will be errors. And as the culture of our academy goes, please, highlight any issues that you're facing. It could be about voice, it could be about background noise, it could be about the speed of the lecture, it could be about the voice, sound, or anything, mistakes, spelling, or topic wise, anything that you find it. Please do let us know so that we try to improve it over a period of time. Any suggestion, always welcome. Any doubt, I know you will have doubt. Why? We should have doubt. How can we not have doubt? So it's better to put this doubt in comment section. Although I know a lot of you will try to answer each other, but still we will also see that whether we'll be able to take these doubts in the next class, and we'll try to clear it. The lectures will be very, very small, 10-15 minutes of each lecture, and there will be multiples of it. Rather than having a complete half an hour, we'll try to have 10-15 minutes lecture multiple times so that it is easy for you also to remember and to revise. Okay, so it's pretty simple. You have been doing this for multiple reasons, and you just have to go to YouTube channel and watch our lectures. But do let us know your reviews, your feedback, so that we can improve over a period of time. And please forgive us for any mistakes that we do, or if the quality of the content is not that good, we will ensure you that we'll try to improve it over a period of time. And a lot of faculties, you're familiar with their voices, so let's connect to each other after a very, very long time. So today our first topic is that how can we use cellular agriculture with the help of biotechnology. As you know, biotechnology is a very, very important topic for UPSC, both for prelims and mains. So there are chances that the question might appear in prelims from this point of view also. So all that we're doing is that we're trying to use cellular agriculture with the help of biotechnology to produce animal-based product. That means we are trying to create animal-based product from plants with the help of biotechnology. Idea is that one of the first idea here is to reduce carbon footprint. That means the availability of the carbon in our environment. As you all know, carbon absorbs heat, raises the Earth's temperature, leads to global warming and the climate change. We have done this in the class. So here what we want to do is that Union Department of Biotechnology is taking help of an Hyderabad-based organization called CCMB and National Research Center on Meat to develop cell-based meat, which will be a replacement to animal meat. What are the other various alternatives? One of the alternatives is to use plant-based meat. See, this is different from the cell. Cell biotechnology, are making it, but there are plant-based meat. For an example, making a mixture of soya and pea proteins and fiber can make a very good combination of meat. It will taste like meat. You can also, it can replace meat to a very large extent, at least in texture, flavor and appearance. Now, why we want to use this? Because we have a very strong position as a good output of millet, ragi, etc. So that's why we can be a very good source for a plant-based meat. So if tomorrow they ask you in prelims, consider the following statement about plant-based meats. These plant-based meats can be created from soya and pea proteins. Correct. They can elevate the climate impact. Correct. They can reduce global warming. Correct. They will save lives of animal getting slaughtered. Correct. Now there is few other which you should also know called cultivated meat, which can also be called as clean meat. Now this cultivated meat, clean meat, these are grown in lab with the help of animal cells. You see the difference? That was plant cell. This is animal cell. So we use animal cell, stem culture, stem cells. We can use them to create different organs that we have done, right? So we use stem cells. We create an animal meat, which will also free of antibiotics. We have seen before how antibiotics are used in animals, which are very, very harmful for human beings, can even leads to cancer and other kind of such diseases. So this will be free of antibiotics. Animal friendly because we are not killing any animal. We are just also using. Also remember, this will also save us a lot of water. Meat industry uses a lot of water. So on that front also we'll also be able to save our environment. Topic number 2, which you have done in the class. We just try to revise it. Union Ministry of Health has long back launched a program called TB Harega Desh Jeetega campaign. The idea is to completely wipe off TB from India. As you know, there 1.5 million people die TB every year. This was a 2018 figure. And this is the first time we are trying to create patient forums in district, like a social forum, so that we should know the patients of TB and they should also not feel a social stigma to come forward. As a part of this program, we have also launched another small government program called Nikshay Poshan Yojana, which was launched by central government in April 2018. The idea is to provide nutritional support to TB patient, because TB also affects health of the people. So government will also provide them 500 rupees per month for the entire duration of treatment, which can be help for their nutritional support. Another small topics, WHO has approved a TB partnership where the idea is that so that we can able to tackle TB. This particular regime for TB will be available for 150 countries, including India and South Africa. The idea is to support our fundamental principle, World Without TB. We have around 1,700 partners as a part of this program, which includes international organization, including WHO, etc. About this BPAL regime, it is an oral treatment that promises shorter and more convenient option for existing TB option. Right, it's a drug, right, where we want to give it an oral drug so that it acts fast, and it also does not lead to what we call TB resistant bacteria, which is one of the biggest issue in TB curing methods. Now, moving on to the next topic, ready to use therapeutic food or locally made energy dense food for treatment of severe acute malnutrition. Those children or those people who have severe acute malnutrition, that means their body is very, very thin, you can just see like a skeleton. For such kind of malnutrition, please understand, this is not for normal malnutrition, but this is an extreme malnutrition. Government want to use therapeutic food, which is a mixture of peanut, vegetable oil, sugar, milk, powder. You can just imagine like a Chyawanprash, right? The idea is that when you give this as a kind of combined paste to the patient, especially those who are suffering from malnutrition, this will help them to provide that required nutrition which can be given. And it's easier to give because you are mixing a lot of many things, so there will be a lot of vitamin, proteins and all that get involved. Government is also trying to see that can we have intervention on non-food areas, because malnutrition is also linked to sanitation, clean drinking water and other things. So that's a part of this program. Please understand, this is different from food fortification. Food fortification is that we take a certain food and we try to fortify it with different nutrient. Here we mix the paste and we are giving it to the patient. Aspergillosis taxiformis. Now what is this such a big English name? Although this particular name asking in UPSC is quite difficult, but we don't know because it's difficult to translate this into Hindi. But this is a specific type of seaweed which can help us to reduce methane. And now we are trying to use this to reduce methane from cattle and sheep. Students, don't forget, a cow has almost the same greenhouse gas effect as a car because they release methane. You understood? Even in meat industry, if we have a lot of animal farms, this will also lead to a lot of release of methane. So we want to reduce that. Cutting the emission of such a big portion of cattle, 1.5 billion is a very big number, right? It's almost a very big population. So we want to reduce the methane that comes out from these cattle. Now these particular cattle, when they eat, right, they absorb energy but they release a lot of methane. So we want to observe this methane. And if you remember, we have done this in the class, methane is more damageful to the environment, especially leading to global warming, than carbon dioxide. It's 28 times more. So the consequences of methane. So what is it? This is a small weed, and that too a seaweed. It's an underwater plant. A weed, the unwanted plant, right? We call them weed. So this weed grows inside the water. The weed has a bromoform block, which is a kind of enzyme that basically inhibits the growth of methane. Like it doesn't allow the methane to basically convert into basically gas. So this blocks of enzymes are used to basically to reduce methane from cattle. So thanks a lot, student, for your patience. We will see tomorrow few more topics. Please let us know the suggestion, your feedbacks, comments, so that we should be able to synchronize with each other and try to make the best use of the time. Thank you. Good day. See you.